Hey guys, I'm Brian.
And I'm Jay.
And we are the Trader Bros.
Bros.
And today, YouTube family, we have some very exciting and positive news about SBE.
Alright guys, so we're going to talk about a few things today. We're going to talk about the market, we're going to talk about where SBE is sitting at, and a few current events and news that's come out within the past week, and what this means for the stock and where it's headed.
So the market's been pretty unstable for the last 2 months or so, mainly September and October, and now we're heading into November, and there's a lot more volatility and uncertainty still.
Yeah, I mean, we're in election season, and if you know how that works, you know, every 4 years, October, election season, this is, you know, one of the worst times for the stock market. It's so volatile, it's so unpredictable, there's so much uncertainty out there. Who's going to be president? What policies are going to be implemented? How is our society going to change, you know? So that causes a lot of people to pull out, and a lot of volatility, one of the worst times to be trading options and stuff like that. So I think it's really calls for like a long-term game. And, you know, I think SBE has a really strong opportunity for that, you know?
Yeah, and I agree. And to add to Jay's point here, which was a good point, the magic word is perspective, guys. Perspective. If you have a long-term perspective, and it's a very hard thing to learn, it takes a lot of discipline, but perspective will take you a long ways. And another point to add to what Jay just mentioned is, even though there's a lot of volatility going on, whether or not, you know, political beliefs aside, everybody, SBE is going to dominate in both spectrums. If Democrats win or Republicans win, either way, because both political parties want newer, innovative, greener energy, right? As we mentioned in our last video, which you can find down below in the link, this new technology that's coming out is going to be so innovative and new that it's going to be hard for anybody to want to not get involved.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've seen President Trump like look at and endorse like workhorse, you know, things like that. Yeah. And of course Biden, you know, talking about the Green New Deal and things like that.
Exactly.
Everything,
exactly.
No matter who wins or what happens, it's going to be a push towards clean energy, you know. So Chargepoint's strong on this, you know, and as long as EV keeps growing, Chargepoint's going to keep growing. They're going to be such a stronghold and such a base platform for all these companies.
Yeah, as we mentioned in our last video, the electrification of EV is coming, and it's here, right? It's been here, and it's going to keep going. You know, as the sentiment changes in the market, you know, it's going to just accelerate for SBE, because the thing is, this thing really hasn't tanked like a lot of other companies that have been selling off, right? You know, Workhorse has been selling off, unfortunately. Tesla has been a little bit in a downtrend as well. You know, Hyliion, all these respected companies, right? And SBE has been fairly strong still, while the overall market has been in a downtrend.
Yeah, I agree with that. All these EV companies are competing for the spot in the EV, you know, world, in that electric vehicle world industry. And all that shows to me is that this is a great thing for SBE, because no matter who wins the EV game, whether it's Tesla, whether it's NIO, whether it's Hyliion, any of these companies, at the end of the day, Chargepoint is going to be supplying these companies. So the competition just makes it better for Chargepoint. It's the one who's going to be powering these cars. So the more these companies grow and the more cars they have out on the road, the more Chargepoint's going to make, you know.
And Chargepoint is kind of going to encompass all these companies into like a basket and be able to supply them. I 100% agree with that.
Alright, so let's talk about where SBE is currently sitting at today.
So today, currently SBE is at $13.75. It went up, actually had a green day. It's at 3.63%, which is pretty good considering most of the market had a downtrend today, and other EV stocks had some minimal green return today as well. So it's pretty good. So YouTube family, as we mentioned earlier, there are some current events going on and some pretty exciting and positive news that just came out.
So Investors Place actually just wrote a piece on how Chargepoint and the SBE merger is evaluated at about $2 billion. So
Wow.
Chargepoint actually has a market cap of about 530 million. When this merger occurs, that this stock has the potential to fold 4 times. So we're talking about a 400% gain here in the matter of a couple months potentially, you know.
Yeah, potentially, and this thing is got plenty of room to grow. Obviously, as we just mentioned, it was at $13.75. It does have a high of roughly around $17.40 or so.
Yeah.
So definitely once it breaks through that resistance, or the merger date, the news comes out, then this thing is going to be blue skies for everybody.
Yeah, but with a warning, they're also talking about how there's an EV bubble and there's potential for this to pop. But with Chargepoint and like we mentioned, how it's sitting in its own lane with these charging stations and how it's dominating that so much, I think that even if Chargepoint dips, it's going to hold pretty strong at around the $10 level, around there. And I would say that this is just an opportunity to buy more every time it dips. Average in a little more and try to get that larger amount of shares and just hold it on. Like we said, this is a long-term game, guys. This thing isn't gonna, take off to the moon within the next couple weeks or anything. But if
We'd like it to.
oh, we'd love that to happen. But just be patient, guys, and be smart.
So as far as the merger date goes, there's been some wide speculation as to when that would be, and that's looking around the 4th quarter, so roughly mid-December.
Yeah, but this is just speculation, guys, so stay tuned. It's not a for sure thing, but we're definitely going to keep you guys updated on when that's going to happen.
And again, YouTube family, we're not financial advisors. It's important for everybody who's investing in stocks to do their own due diligence, and we're just simply here at Trader Bros giving everybody all the information, up-to-date current events that we can possibly find about SBE and other stocks and investments.
Yep. So to wrap things up, remember that SBE is in a strong position. We're in an election year, so that means a lot of volatility, especially this week. So don't worry about that, guys. Just hang in, be mentally strong. And what was the word, Brian?
Perspective.
That's right, perspective.
In addition to what Jay just said, SBE is currently a buy in my opinion. It's completely undervalued and it's pretty cheap right now with how the market is in general. And personally, if this stock is still going to be under $14 or even $15, I'm buying it.
Yeah, definitely.
And lastly, YouTube family, if this video definitely helped you out, helped you learn more about SBE, the market, the election, and all the volatility and updated news, please give us a like, a comment, and even subscribe. We would gladly appreciate it.
Yes, please, guys. Give us a thumbs up. Thumbs up helps us a lot, okay?
Yeah, definitely.
And subscribe, and we'll keep you guys up to date on whatever news and whatever we hear about the stock. Once again,
we're Trader Bros, and we're out.